Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and you will notice I have a lot more science and a lot more money than I did before. I did about, I don't know, 10, maybe less, 8 probably, survey missions on Minmus with, I think it was Voltion in the little hopper ship. That thing is a beast. It can do 5 missions and still have half a tank. That was a cash cow, both in money and this. Duna is still 94 days away, but I have decided we're going to train people before we send them out. Anybody can go, level 0 guys can go to Moon or Minmus or fly around Kerbin, but we're not sending any untrained people to Duna, because if something happens out there, I want an engineer on site to do it. I want a pilot to be able to fly something that has some sort of a problem with the probe core, who knows what, and a scientist, because I want a scientist. So we are going to launch a test, or sorry, not a tester, a trainer ship, and we're going to train our 3 people who are going to Duna, and that is Spartiloha, TMS, and Shiva. And this ship costs 30,000 to launch. However, I am going to get a decent amount of it back, and you'll see that when we go. And go we will in 3, 2, 1, launch! Now this ship has 4 big solids that are kind of thrust limited now. Spartiloha, the pilot, is keeping this thing going straight. At least I think he's the pilot. Our pilot is TMS. TMS is the pilot. That's important to know for some reason. But these things are thrust limited down, and with maximum thrust on the center rocket, that gets us up to atmospheric efficiency moderately quickly as we're rising up through the atmosphere here. But once we get up to about 98 or 99%, I'm going to throttle down so that we just keep right at about 100. I'm actually going to got to throttle up just a little bit to keep it up so it's not going down. And I also like to turn this guy over a little bit early because of the fact that he's so hard to control. I'm going to give him a crank over a little bit lower in the atmosphere here. So now I'm going to crank the engine all the way up. We want it all the way up anyway. We're going to get this guy over to the side here. There go these. And I'm just going to burn this guy sideways. He's a little hard to control because he's long and he's got this little skinny part here, but that's not a huge deal. Okay, 83 by 77, that's perfectly fine. Now we are going to disconnect. And we don't care about you guys for the moment. All we care about is this ship here, which has a probe core on it. As you can see, it also has some batteries to keep that probe core alive. What we're going to do with him is we're going to turn his computer on, and we are going to plan a burn for him to land ideally right at Kerbal Space Center here. Right about there. That should be perfect. Oh, and I just realized he has no reaction wheels. Ha ha ha! So I'm gonna fast forward right now to kind of lock in this close to the maneuver node. Okay, then I'm gonna put on just a tiny bit of thrust so that we can turn this guy. Using the thrust part of it. There goes the tri-trainer. Yeah, it doesn't have very much in the way of turning. I think I'm actually just going to kill the maneuver node. And I'm going to just do this by eye. Because we're obviously not going to get the absolute awesomeness that we were hoping for. But that looks pretty darn good right there. So now this guy's just gonna wander himself down. This is incidentally completely untested. But there's nobody on board, so I figured this is the test. We are coming in pretty smartly here. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, we're going to come in right on the edge here, and the guys are going to have no trouble bringing this thing back. I think I'm going to hit the chutes now, though. Yeah, why not? Oh, I'm going in warp mode. that would have been a problem. I was kind of hoping that maybe when the parachute's open, I'll be able to do this. I had centered these fairly well over the center of mass. Because I wanted to make sure that I could do this, but actually, yeah, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to recover this thing as soon as it lets me, because it's gonna fall over otherwise. Because I don't have any reaction wheels to turn this guy. Okay, it has landed. Come on, let me do it. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. How much did we lose? We lost some of the solar panels, one of the fuel tanks. I don't think we lost that much, actually. Let's go ahead and recover this guy. We probably lost some parachutes, too. This guy got us back 1,000. And then this guy here is going to get us back... Oh, who knows? Okay, I guess it doesn't tell me. Probably not worth it, but hey, it was fun to do. Okay, back to the boys in the air. Now, in order to have level 3 people, you need to do a bare minimum of 3 things. You need to go through Moon's Sphere of Influence, which this will do. Let's go forward a little bit in time, because we want to use that Moon Sphere of Influence encounter to leave Kerbin's Sphere of Influence. But only just. So we want to go through Moon's Sphere of Influence, fling ourselves out of Kerbin's Sphere of Influence, then get back into Kerbin's Sphere of Influence, go to Minmus and land, and then come home. That's the goal. And you guys are not only getting experience from all this, you are testing our ability to do this. Oh, 2 minute and 50 second burn. What the H? Well, we're going to keep it up like this. Okay, these engines are loud. Now, you'll notice that our meters per second is going up. And also, we're supposed to be burning for 800 meters per second, and we only have 400. Well, that's because the joy of the good speed fuel pumps is actually pumping fuel from this tank into this one. And when this tank runs out of fuel, we can ditch it. And as it runs out of fuel, Kerbal Engineer realizes that it's running out of fuel, and then things work. And this could be a problem, but we're going to worry about that later, I think. And by later, I mean probably here. Now, these engines produce no electricity, and I just realized that the guys do not have solar panels on them, so that could be a problem. Not a huge one, but it is going to be a problem. A challenge. The engines do have thrust limiting, or thrust gimbaling, though, so that means that we can still steer as long as the engines are on. However, I probably should have thought of that before starting the mission. Okay, let's actually see what... Okay. That is nothing like what the thing says here. I'm going to keep burning until this is really close. Okay. We're gonna toss this fuel tank now. And it's gonna leave and never come back. Now we have 528 meters per second to do everything else in this in this thing. I think that is going to be 56 meters per second well spent. And I have a feeling that we are going to want to burn radially outward to be more like this, yeah. So another 60-some meters per second. Going to be well spent. Because we don't want to have to correct this. This is going to just get us out, and then we're going to be able to burn back in. See what you're learning, TMS? Take that into heart, because when you get quizzed, when you get back to Kerbal Space Center, they're going to want to know that you knew this. Okay, we got to turn the computer off, because otherwise we're going to run out of battery. Now we're getting really close. Yeah, I'm going to stop it right there, because I don't want to screw it up and then have to turn around. Okay, now we can actually delete this, and it's coming back. So the game actually knows that we're going to be in Moon Sphere of Influence. So now it is just a waiting game for these guys, but we're not going to wait with them. We are going to launch a rescue mission. And that rescue mission is going to be our new moon fuel lifter and Legdig, who reminded me that he was rescued in the second or third episode. But back then his name was Tuvok, I believe, or something like that. Or something, I don't remember who it was. But we rescued him, and I renamed him, so he has a star because he's been in orbit. But he's never actually been in orbit. It was the other guy. So we are going to... we're going to use him, which is kind of appropriate because he is going to rescue Doctor, who, as you recall, I think it was last episode, crashed on Moon. So we're going to deliver the new ship, which is better built, and then we're going to bring both Legdig and Doctor home from that mission. Okay, and this is kind of a funny looking ship, but that's what you get when you conscript me to make it. Again, the solids are going to do most of the work at the beginning, or actually all of the work at the beginning. Then we're going to eventually dump these in the lower atmosphere, or not lower atmosphere, but as we're rising, and then the rest of the ship is going to go to Moon all on its own. This here is what's going to bring the boys back home, and then Jeb is going to take over controlling this to fly it up to the station and actually start your operations there. So in 3, 2, 1, launch! Okay, we are almost here. The ship was listing to the west slightly, so I've kind of corrected to the east a little bit more than it should have. But there we go. We'll never really see atmospheric efficiency, but not a big deal. Okay, I've cut the engines with our apoapsis at 90. These guys, again, we need to pump up their... we need to auto pump and turn on their pump level all the way up to 8, so they pump all their fuel out. And now that they have no fuel in them, they are useless, so we are going to dump them. And now these guys, yeah, they're all set correctly to auto pump out, and this guy is not getting any fuel because his fuel is destined to be used to get home. Although we could use his fuel if we wanted to. And honestly, I think we're going to, because this guy's going to be destined to land at a carbonite base. So let's go ahead and auto-pump him, yes. And I kind of screwed it up because I hit the wrong button again, but 98 by 90 is not bad. Oh, and this guy does have solar panels, which I believe I can hit backspace and have them come out. I do like using the abort sequence for that. It seems very Kerbal to rejigger the abort sequence to do something completely different than abort the launch. And before you ask, yes, the 48-7Ss do make a difference in the amount of thrust to weight and everything on this ship. And let's just touch it up here slowly on the last bit here, and there we go. Perfect. Perfect-ish. Let's go ahead and fix the north-south when it's the absolute worst time to do so. But it's easier. Let's go ahead and do it at the descending node, and that means we're going to burn north very slightly because we want to contact the station. Although, you know what? I just realized we don't want to contact the station. We don't care about the station. If anything, we want to get closer to the surface. Let's go down to about 15. And then we'll do this burn, and then we'll go down to 15 kilometers, because we're just coming in for a landing. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this. This is looking good. We're coming in. Oh, 9 kilometers. Well, you know what? We were orbiting it at 8 before, so this will be good training. Now, just for the fun of it, if I turn trajectories on here, it might look weird. It does. And we're going to be landing here, so that's obviously not how we want to do it. So we're just gonna get into orbit. And then we'll worry about actually landing later, but this is pretty good. We're basically right over the base, which is perfect. 267 meters per second. You can do it, Legdig, and you are right there aimed. Okay, but that is on a long time. The next thing to happen is the Tri-Trainer guys are going to watch the moon go by and somehow gain experience because of it. And doink, you have gained experience. Do you feel more experienced? Have you ever been experienced? Oops, I introduced a spin let's go ahead and stop it. Use a little bit of battery. They're not using too much battery power. However, the moon fuel lifter is the next thing to happen, so you guys aren't leaving the sphere of influence for 19 days. That's why we wanted to get your training done, because by the time you get back, it's gonna be getting close to the time to leave. So that'd be kind of scary. At least it's not pitch black or anything. Okay, 267 meters per second is very close to 10%, so it should be about a minute-long burn. So we'll go down to 30 seconds before. Whoa, look at this craziness. Oh, that's our first landing flag. Sweet. Oh, I should probably be burning. I'm glad I waited. It was only 20 seconds. Okay, 23 by 9.2. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 7 by 9. Probably not the smartest thing in the world. Let's go ahead and get this guy turned around. I think 9 by 9 is perfectly fine as far as... There we go, 10 by 9. We're going to leave that the way it is. Now, we basically just need to wait for daytime and landing on the thing. So if we do this, if we turn on trajectories, yeah, so we're landing here. It's going to be a lot of orbits, probably. But we can, oops, fix your user interface, squad. You're releasing your game soon. But what we can do here is by fast-forwarding time orbits, we know that this is going to land us here, which is in the sun, but it's going to be here, which is on the surface of Moon. And then we can just bring this down so that we're over the base like we like to be. A little bit farther. I'm using the center of Moon marker and the base marker and my trajectory's orbit marker to determine the fact that I'm going to come in right over the base. Actually, while I'm here in the Space Center, I want to show you I hired 5 new guys. We've got Orion. I don't know how to pronounce that. You wanted to be an engineer. You are one. Derman. Moose Furman wanted to be an engineer as well. Kyle Perman wanted to be a scientist. Nexus Kerman wanted to be a pilot, and you actually got to be Kerman. And Original Canadian wanted to be a scientist or an engineer. But you were set as a pilot with Kerbin, of course. That's the way the game likes me. So you are Original Canadian Worman. You guys will eventually be going somewhere, but for now you're just hired. And don't worry, anybody who hasn't seen your name yet, you are on the list. Okay, we're back at the fuel lifter here, getting ourselves aimed. I'm going to double check the trajectory stuff just to make sure that everything still looks good. It does. It looks fantastic, actually. Pretty much perfect. Let's kill the thing and make sure we're still landing in roughly the same spot we were planning on it. Yep. And all we got to do now is know what it's going to take. 45 seconds, which is very reasonable. 46, whatever. In this direction. Oops. And our thrust to weight is, whoops, not fantastic, I'm going to say. It's 8. That's fine. 8's good. Okay, I think we are ready to hit the gas. I'm just going to kill my maneuver node. It's getting closer and closer to the point where we can't burn anymore to stop it. Otherwise, we'll undershoot. Yeah, I think we're good here. I wish you had hold retrograde, that's for sure. It is nice that you have SAS, though. I guarantee you that much. Looks like we're going to just come in over the top of it, and then we're going to kill our horizontal when that happens. We're actually in the station sphere of influence, which is freaky cool. As we're coming down here. Okie doke. Looking good. We are going a little faster than I want to. I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, we're fine. Probably take the landing gear down. Okay, 7 meters per second. This is perfect. Okay, we're going to set this at 5 meters per second. We are going to retarget the base here. So we're coming out. I'm just aiming this marker right at it. so that we come down really close to it. Look at all the debris. All the failures of my poor little space program. We don't want to land on top of the base, that's for sure. I think I'm going to push myself a little bit farther this way. Kind of looks like I'm coming down on top of the base. Push myself even a little further. Okay, there, that should be good. Okay. Oh, wait. Target of -1. Let's go ahead and stop ourselves right here. Cut the engines and turn off everything, and we are landed. Let's see if I could have done this here. Let's put him back to 0. Let these guys pump into him. Oh yeah, we had enough fuel in this guy to land without the fuel in this guy, which is pretty sweet. Okay, leg dig. You get to hop out and plant your flag, and then take your flag down. Get to go up into the 2-man lander can here. Doctor, you get to... I don't know if you planted a flag or not, so we're going to plant you a flag. Oops, you're going to fall and crash your head on the surface. Then we're going to take it down. Then you are going to get in the 2-man lander can. So we're going to activate it. Then we are going to... I think we just have to disconnect this thing. Although, see, what I'm afraid of is... Let's control from here. That should do it. I'm going to hit F5. What I'm afraid of is I'm going to disconnect this, and then I'm going to take control of this thing, and then this thing's going to fall on its side. If that happens, I reserve the right to load from QuickSave. I'm also going to bring up my landing gear. Why not? Oh, that's a good reason why not. Okay, let's do that again. Let's bring it up. We'll lower your landing gear when the time comes. Let's go ahead and disconnect this thing. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, we are going the wrong direction. Let's go east. And I have no idea how much meters per second we have, but we should have more than enough. That was a little dodgy, but you guys are fine. Doctor's like, don't worry, I've been through this before. There we go, and now at this apoapsis, we are going to get into orbit. Then around this side of the planet, we are going to add a maneuver to come home. That should be pretty close to what we want. He is still coming down. I love this fixed body mode. It's like a swirl. If we don't do a maneuver, we're going to end up in the water, which I definitely don't want to do. So I'm going to slow us down. So we're right there. That's where we're landing. Oh, there's a helipad right there. Dang it all. Fine, we'll go to the helipad. There it is. I'm sure, again, this is what NASA would do, right? Okay, we are 3 grand off the ground here. So we're hitting the chutes. And we are turning down time warp. And we are turning on our landing gear. And we are going to land right on this frickin' building. Oh boy, actually, I think we're going to actually land on the building, which is bad. Let's land in the parking lot, shall we? Okay, I think that'll be the... I don't know where we're landing, but it's not the building, which is the important thing. It would be cool to land on the helipad. Okay, we're going to also give ourselves some... Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Let's turn up the ambient a little bit. So you all can see where we landed here. Look at this. We're basically in the parking lot. There's a hangar here and a helipad, which is pretty awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and recover you guys. Okay, we got fiddling of science we didn't care about. We got some money back. We didn't care about that. The important thing is Doctor, you have advanced to level 1, and Leg Dig, you are still at level 1 because you were at it before. Which is awesome. Okay, now back to the actual main event here. The Tri-Trainer. We are going to get you guys out of Kerbin's Sphere of Influence and back in it. And this is something I've never done. I have never just left Kerbin's Sphere of Influence. Let's go and turn trajectories off. Oh, look how close we are to Minmus. That's kind of sad that we're just going to fly right by it. But here we go. We're going to leave a Kerbin's Sphere of Influence, and I honestly don't know the best way to get back. So we're going to do it with maneuver nodes once we get out of here. And bam! We are in solar space. And we are heading around this way. So I think we need to speed up to recatch Kerbin, right? Is that a no? No, we need to slow down. Do we just need to burn towards it? Yeah, so we just need to burn towards Kerbin to get back. And not very much. 200 and some odd. Oh, ho, ho. Who says I don't know? Oh, I did. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's actually... There we go. Okay. Now, we need to tweak. We need to come in this way. Well, there you go. That's pretty tweaked. We're just going to do that. This is a 712 meter per second burn, which is far more than we have. So guess what? We're not doing it. We're going to start over. I totally forgot that we're on like a massive budget here. 86 meters per second. That is far more reasonable. But then from here, what we can do is at our periapsis, we can burn like this. Or maybe even not even at our periapsis. Do it at our descending node here of negative 5.4. So we want to burn up 5.4. Forward at our apoapsis, give or take, until we get an actual encounter. Now, what do those cost? This one here costs 71 of our 404, leaving us about 330, give or take. This one costs us 68, so another 70. So that leaves us with 260, give or take. And then this one costs 100, which is going to leave us with 160, which means we're going to be able to land on Minmus. I think 160 will land on Minmus. Okay, we're going to do that. And also, what is our time involved here? Sadly, this doesn't show us when the burns are. We're just going to have to assume... Oh, wait. Year 1, day 216. The Kerbin Duna window is year 1, day 236. That's going to give us 20 days to get home from Minmus. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. 20 days, 3 weeks is a perfect turnaround for a major mission to another planet. And we have no available contracts because I took so many contracts. Why did I take Surface Outpost on the Moon? Why did I accept this? I think I accidentally accepted this contract. Yeah, but I have some more temperature scans of Minmus, which I'm going to do off camera. An orbital station in solar orbit. Yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this orbital station around Kerbin, then this orbital station around solar orbit, and then I'm also going to get one for Duna or Ike. But yeah, I don't have any contracts because I've kind of maxed out. Apparently, the max contracts is 13, even though it says it's unlimited. But anyway, you guys, I guess, are just going to get the science, and we're not going to get any contract science from it, which kind of sucks. So we're going to delete this maneuver node, and then the next maneuver node, we need to actually make sure it's right here. So I'm going to go plus and minus on the little nav ball thing here, and that looks good. It didn't stop me here at my maneuver node, which is potentially horrific. I don't know what Kerbal Alarm Clock did or didn't do, but I was supposed to stop here and do a maneuver. I honestly don't know what just happened. But we can't do this maneuver node here. Oh, you were supposed to burn here. Okay, we need to cut a lot off of our trip here. If we burn retrograde right here, this is going to be 78 meters per second to bring this down to 7 days. Yeah, we're just going to send you guys without the Minmus landed stuff. Kerbal alarm clock. I don't know if it probably wasn't Kerbal alarm clock. It was probably an interaction between mods, but still, it's easy to blame Kerbal alarm clock. Oh, hey, that'll get us back into a moon trajectory. That will then get us a close Kerbin trajectory. Why not? That'll be fun. There we go. Okay, now we're going to fiddle with this moon encounter just to have fun and see what we can do. We obviously don't want to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence or anything like this. So, oh, there we go. That will get us down. Will it also crash into moon? That's the question. The answer to that question is yes, so we're going to burn a little bit more. There we go. 21 meters per second. 21 meters off the surface of the moon. And it's not changing, it's just wobbling. And then that'll still get us a, let's say, an encounter with Kerbin. So there you go. And this is in 15 days. Yep, you'll still have plenty of time to get back to get out to Duna, so it's gonna be nice and tight here over the surface. And now we're leaving again. Okay, and now what does the trajectories mod say is going to happen at Kerbin? It says we are going to land, oh my word, look at that. We're going to basically land on this airstrip. Okay, kill the maneuver node. Let's see what this does. That should be perfect right there. Okay, we should probably turn the ambient light down. Sorry about the G-forces. Oh, there it is. Actually, it's looking pretty good as far as the landing site's concerned. Looking very good. Looking very, very good. Are we going to nail this one? I'm pulling the chute now. Just using up the rest of our fuel. Why not? It looks like... I don't want to land on that side place there, that's for sure. Nicely done. And we're landed right on the airstrip. Okay. Well, it could have been better, but it could have been worse. Let's go ahead and recover you guys and see what happens here. Oh, we could have done an EVA report. Oh, well, who cares? We got some piddling science, doesn't really matter. We got some piddling funds, doesn't really matter. You guys are both level 2. Or, sorry, all three of you guys are level 2, which is awesome. You are ready to go to Duna in 13 days. I'm going to, in the episode here, I'm going to off-camera do the rest of these contracts that I picked up. All the ones on Minmus. I'm gonna do all the surface scans and stuff. It's nothing you didn't see last episode. But I'm going to do those, and then I'm going to hopefully unlock a Duna base mission. If I get that, we're taking a base to Duna. If I don't, we're going to just do a boots-on-ground mission. I've already made the ship for the boots-on-ground, but I'd rather do a base. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I am Fifth Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.